All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh, joined by Suzie Cool tonight. This is our Xfinity tweet of the night. And hey, congratulations to the RMU men's lacrosse team. Robert Morris Colonials are the NEC champions. They also advanced to the NCAA tournament for the fourth time in the program's history. So big accomplishment for them. Congratulations. Good luck in the NCAA tournament. We're going to continue our conversation about the Buccos. 412-575-2600 is the number, so give us a call. Right now we're at 91% with the question. Oh, it's going down to 84. It'll be at 90 or plus by the end should the Penguins retire Marc-Andre Fleury's number. I said yes 100 out of 100 times.
Richie voted while everybody was while we were on commercial break just to make sure that it gets to 90%. I completely agree with that. I don't know how you could not retire his number here in Pittsburgh just because of what he did with this franchise and how much everybody loves him, not just his old teammates, but the city too. All
right, let's go out to the phone lines. We got Kirk out in Manor. How you doing, Kirk?
Hey, pretty good, Richie and Suzie.
Thanks for calling.
How are you guys tonight?
Good, thanks for calling.
No, I just wanted to ask you guys what you think. Do you not think this is ridiculous, what the Pirates are doing? A wild pitch loss. It's definitely a shame. Shouldn't they do something?
What can they do, Kirk? Give me some ideas. What would you do? Look, they can't get free agents to come here. They won't pay free agents. I mean, what do? You got to hope for development, and they can't even do that.
You got to pay free agents to come here and have Nutting pay the people to come here and make us.
But free agents don't want to come here. They don't want to come here. You would have to overpay. The Pirates are in a situation right now, they would have to overpay for a guy to come here. I mean, the Pirates have lost 28 out of 32 years, losing records, 28 out of 32. Out of those 32 years, only made the postseason 3 times, wild card game, only advanced to the next round once and lost in St. Louis. That was back in 2013. Maybe their best year was that 14 team, and they lost, and St. Louis had just had a better record and won the division. But right now they're in a situation. Players view Pittsburgh not as a destination, unlike the Steelers. People want to go play for Mike Tomlin and the Steelers because they're a winning organization. The Pirates are not. They're headed to 29 out of 33 now losing seasons. That's not good. Nobody wants to play here. So that means you have to overpay for someone, and Bob Nutting doesn't even want to underpay for someone.
Yeah, that's hard to say go out and get free agents when, like you said, Rich, nobody wants to come here. And there's a couple of reasons for that. You can look at the rotation that the Pirates have. I know I keep bringing that up, but that's the one bright spot, right? Nobody wants to come and be in this lineup where they might be the only person producing each and every night, and that load is on their shoulders, right? So I just think that there's really nothing appealing about coming to this team other than it being a stopping point for some people to go somewhere better.
All right, we're taking your phone calls. We're going to switch gears here. We're going to go out to Don in Bellevue. How you doing, Don?
I'm doing good, but...
Thanks for calling.
Okay, I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead.
Why would you want Aaron Rodgers? The second or third game, he'll get hurt, sit on the bench, PTOT, and collect money.
What other option do they have right now? I mean, like, seriously, they didn't. You can't find a franchise quarterback, like Ryan Clark said in our sportscast, in free agency. It just doesn't happen. If you're good enough, teams aren't going to let you go. They're going to pay to keep you around. Right now, Aaron Rodgers at the end of his career, the Steelers think that he has 1 or 2 more years left in him. I think Aaron Rodgers is trending towards thinking he has another year left in him. So why not bring him in? If it fails, it fails, and then you have Mason Rudolph. And worst case scenario here is what happens with what Ryan Clark said happens. You stink, and you get a high pick. If not, I still think with Mason Rudolph, the Steelers can still win 9 or 10 games.
I do. I don't count Mason Rudolph out, right? Great if Aaron Rodgers comes here, but don't count Mason Rudolph out until the season happens. But I think worst comes to worst, like Ryan Clark said, and I think that we've even said that before as well. If the season does go tanking, then guess what? You get a higher draft pick, and then you can finally get that franchise quarterback again.
Yeah. But there are a lot of good quarterbacks, but I was told that the Steelers like some quarterbacks in the 27 draft, so I wouldn't count on them actually drafting a quarterback next year either. Say things work out with Mason Rudolph. I'm not going to say that he's going to be a superstar, but say he's a top 20 quarterback. Yeah. They might want to keep him around for another year and then wait until 27 potentially. Say Aaron Rodgers plays this year and then wants to play another year. He has a good year, gets him to the playoffs, wins a playoff game. Maybe you keep him around and you keep Mason Rudolph around. I do not think that Will Howard's going to factor into any of this year. Maybe potentially, maybe a work in progress, but I still think the Steelers are going out and looking for that franchise quarterback, and it's not Will Howard.
Yeah, no, and I think all intentions whenever Will Howard was drafted in this draft was he is a guy that the Steelers can take under their wing and develop. He's not going to be making that impact immediately this year.
All right, back to I want to switch. I want to go back to the Pirates because they just frustrate me, Susie. I go on rants here about the Pirates, and I just can't believe that you look. They've been in the bottom 5 in the last 10 years in salary. Bottom 5. You look back at a list, if you could go back 10 years, I don't know what it is. I'm just, I saw the graphic yesterday. It was like 29, 29, 28. I think it was 26 this year. That's unacceptable. How can a fan base accept that? I mean, that's what I don't understand. Looking at it, I'm like, do they want to win? You have to spend money to win. I know you got to develop guys, but it only works every so often and obviously in other cities. It's not working here. You got to spend some money, and you might have to overpay to get guys in here, not get guys like Tommy Pham.
Yeah, but again, Rich, that goes back to the storyline that is this season. The Pirates are going to continue to make money off of this fan base because fans are going to keep going to these games because they want to see the people like Paul Skeens or the teams that don't come into town a lot, like the New York Yankees or whoever it might be. So I don't even know how you counterbalance that at this point.
Well, what happens with the other 4 starts when Paul Skeens isn't pitching? It's a ghost town at PNC Park.
You said something that kind of resonated with me last night. You said, my daughters just enjoy going to these games anymore to grab a hot dog, and it's just a fun atmosphere. I worked in minor league baseball for how many seasons? And it's starting to remind me of that atmosphere because people are more so going for the food and the entertainment more than they're going for the actual baseball like they do to other major league parks.
Maybe that's why, Susie, we're seeing like 80s night. We're seeing all these quirky giveaways and stuff like that. That's the only way. I mean, obviously, fireworks has done well. Bobbleheads have done well. What's next? I mean, it's basically turning into a minor league ballpark, right? The nicest minor league ballpark in all the world.
That's definitely a statement because PNC Park is beautiful, but I feel like it does have that type of atmosphere, especially you just saying that last night. I was like, wow, that's exactly what I was working with whenever I was in the minors. Yeah,
it's a shame. I mean, it's a shame that it's a disservice to Pirates fans. It's an injustice to Pirates fans that they aren't spending any more money, and it's just rhetoric right now that's coming from the ownership over there. They need to put their mouth where put the money where their mouth is. Well, they're saying that they're going to be competitive, but they're not competitive. It's not a competitive team, and I don't know how many more years we can put up with it here.
No, I don't know. And I don't know. It's just sad even looking at the people that are on this team at this point. Whenever you think about how many utility players that this team has, again, it goes back to who in this lineup even has a definitive position. You think of Brian Reynolds, you think of O'Neal Cruz, but then we have Jared Triolo, we have Adam Frazier. How many utility people does this roster need? And that seems to be what the moves were in this offseason, and it's not helping at all.
No, even if you get Spencer Horwitz up here, what's that going to matter? Getting Jared Jones, what is that, 1 more win or 2 more wins throughout the season? I mean, it's just not looking good. I wouldn't be shocked if the Pirates finished with like 62 wins this year. All right, we got to take a break. Don't forget about our live poll question. Scan that QR code when we get back. Do you think the Penguins should retire Marc-Andre Fleury's jersey number? I do. Back in a couple minutes.